Welcome back, everyone, to the program. I am your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Today, we're going to be talking about Argentina, otherwise known as Argentina. I'm going to work on my Spanish pronunciation skills today. We're going to talk about Argentina and the IMF and then borrowing and how that impacts crypto in a moment. But before I do, first off, I hope you're following me on social media. I put out a good number of information on both Twitter and on Instagram. There's a couple accounts on. You find me at jpinnacle2 on Twitter. I should put that. Well, you should put that in the ticker. But you can also on Instagram. It's LitecoinLeader, and I talked about about CBDCs and such. There was a lot of good content there. I'm going to be building on that, but today I'm going to focus on Argentina. Before I dig into that, I have to remember to say what I typically forget to say at the beginning, which is if you like content like this and the things that I'm putting out, if you like to support the channel or even help educate your friends, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share a link to this video, leave a comment. All that good stuff helps out the channel, helps out your friends, makes you guys look good as far as, hey, I know a guy who knows something about this topic. So let me be your guy and let me help that whomever you're communicating with talk about that topic. But today's topic, as we dig right into it, is Argentina. Argentina has been they're in trouble financially, like a lot of nations right now, but they are dealing with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Now let me go over a particular story where they're trying to get a loan from the International Monetary Fund because they need a bailout. All right, they have problems, and we'll get into that. But they have a wild clause in there that talks about crypto. So I'm going to walk through this story, and then I'll probably take pauses throughout here to talk about it. But first off, let me zoom in a little bit, make it a little bit easier to read. So Argentina, I'll read it in English for the most part. Argentinian senators just approved a $45 billion bailout deal with the IMF on Thursday. That was last week. That will help the country avoid an imminent default on its debts. It actually might have been a week before. March 18th, so it's almost 2 weeks ago. The deal, approved 56-13, includes a wild provision that will force the government of Alberto Fernandez to take a tough anti-cryptocurrency stance. The clause was included in a letter of intent, and I opened up the letter of intent just to confirm it, and it does pretty much say what I'm about to read. Signed by the Economy Minister Martin Guzman and Central Bank President Miguel Pesci on March 3rd. It detailed Argentina's efforts to discourage the use of cryptocurrencies with a view to preventing money laundering, informality, and disintermediation in order to further safeguard financial stability. Basically, the IMF doesn't want anyone working in crypto. Argentina's anti-money laundering regulator, the Unidad de Información Financiera, or UFI, or Financial Information Unit, as they anglicize it very quickly, is taking action as a result, working to add cryptocurrency service providers to its list of entities subject to reporting customer transactions. The Buenos Aires Times reported this week. So tough to go back and forth between the different pronunciations. But okay, wrapping this up, the deal still needs to be approved by the IMF's executive board. But if it goes through, Argentina will have secured a payment postponing grace period through 2026 and will immediately receive roughly $9.8 billion, call it $10 billion between friends, in the country's 22nd agreement with the fund. 22nd time they've had to go back to the IMF. That's good news because Argentina was staring down a $2.8 billion payment due to the IMF by March 22nd. So that was, well, they're already late. And a total of $39 billion in debt payments through 2023. Argentina's precarious situation. Argentina saw its annual inflation rate rise to a whopping 52.3% in February, and banks including JP Morgan Chase are forecasting consumer prices will increase more than 60% in 2022 as global commodity inflation hits home. While many Argentinian senators applauded the move to secure financing, some have decried the economic strings attached. The IMF deal will not only require a tough stance on crypto, but will also force a reduction in government deficits, an increase in interest rates, and significant cuts to energy subsidies. Basically, what they've done is the IMF has come in and said, here's some money, but here are our terms. And they don't like the terms. And they're basically jumping in and controlling the economy of Argentina, Argentina to try and control that financial system so that it doesn't happen again, or so they say. Last section, Argentina's rising inflation rate hasn't only caused the country to seek financing from the IMF. It's also led to a surge in users for crypto firms, number of users for crypto firms in the nation as consumers look to protect their paychecks. Two of the top crypto exchanges in the country, Lemon Cash and Ripio, boast millions of active users and have recently expanded their offerings of crypto credit cards that offer cash back in Bitcoin. Rather telling that that's the final paragraph of that article. So what do we learn here? The IMF is trying to control. They're meddling in other countries' economies, and what they're doing is they already helped to create the problem reaction solution, right? So they created this problem. The problem is that they're in debts up to their eyeballs in Argentina. How are they going to get out? Well, the IMF can bail them out for a 20-second time. I think it's 20-second, but maybe not every time they give them money. But at 20-second time, they'll give them some money, and then no payments due for 3 years if you agree to our terms. No crypto, raise your interest rates, tighten your economy, tighten your spending. Basically, the IMF is now dictating your economic policy because you're accepting money from them or currency. This is how it works. This is how the game is played. They are trying to control other countries and how they operate their finances and keep them in the dollar financial system as best they can. I think even in the article, I'm going to try and find it one more time. I thought it might have been another version, but another version of this article said that they had already received a bailout in SDRs. So that's special drawing rights. That's a basket of currencies that I think the European Union proposed, or I think the IMF proposed. It's kind of like the Dixie, where you've got the dollar, you've got the euro, you've got the yen, you've got the won, and you've got the British pound, and they're all kind of thrown into a bucket, and that's called an SDR, special drawing rights. But now, not only do they want to pay you in SDRs, but they want to pay you or a basket of different currencies. They also want to say, no crypto, stay out of that. As long as you can do that, we will, it's kind of like a stimulus check. They're giving that Argentina a bailout. They're saying you don't have to pay us back for 3 years, and all you have to do is try to get away from crypto. But you can see the exchanges are very active in Argentina. Could this be a precursor of what's happening in other countries, and including the United States, on the horizon? What are your thoughts? I'd love to read them. I'm looking forward to all your comments. Again, please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But for now, I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, say follow leader, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.